This is K1DBC. All stations please stand by. The Denver Radio Club Learning Net starts in 5 minutes.
0TX repeater.
Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Denver Radio Club Learning Net for May 14th, 2025. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics in general, and thankfully we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. This is Kilo 1 Delta Bravo Charlie. My name is Daron. Phonetically, that's a Delta Oscar, Romeo Oscar November. I am this evening's net control. Tonight we'll be taking your check-ins, comments, questions, updates, and more. We meet every Wednesday except the third Wednesday of the month, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time on 145.490 and 448.625. Both have a negative offset. You can contact us via email, Elmer at w0tx.org, net at w0tx.org. More information on our website, again, w0tx.org, for plenty of contact information. Plenty of social media. That's to include youtube.com/Denver Radio Club. So if you would like to see behind the scenes of the net, or visual context, or you're unable to make the repeater, that's an additional way to participate in the net. This net can be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic by using the word break. Is there any emergency or priority traffic at this time? All check-ins to the net will be taken in alphabetical groups based on the first letter of the suffix of the operator's call sign. The suffix is the first letter after the number in the call sign. If you can, please try to use ITU phonetics at least for your call sign and indicate if you have any traffic or questions as you check in. We have a spreadsheet that you can follow along with who's checked in if you'd like, w0tx.org/check-in. With that, if your suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, please check in now. All right, another call. If your call suffix begins with the letters A through M, Alpha through Mike, let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now.
Kilo Echo 0, Sierra Uniform Mike, Jonathan, Lakewood.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'd like to welcome the knowledge of the following check-in. KE0 SUM Jonathan. Over online, just before the net started, we also had Dustin, K0BF. Thank you so much for checking in online. Let's see. I guess with that, we'll just open it up the whole alphabet. We're taking all call signs, all call suffixes, A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Let us know if you have a traffic or questions, and please call now.
Alpha Echo 0, Yankee Romeo, head in Nevada.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Might be even quieter net than normal. Might be to Hamfest, a Hamvention coming up this weekend, I believe. With that, we had AE0YR Ed checking in. Thank you so much for checking in there. With that, also, I am listening in. I have a DMR radio listening in on our talk group, 310804. So if you have the ability to check in, or if you don't have the ability to check into our repeater, but you want to check in via DMR 310804, that is an option as well. With that, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. Let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. All right, well, this one may be one for the records, and that's all right. I've had quite a long day, but so far we've had just a few check-ins. 4 check-ins, including myself, K0BF, Dustin, KE0SUM, Jonathan, and AE0YR, Ed. Thank you all so much for checking in. I've been playing around with some things. I can certainly mention some things, but if anybody has anything, comments, questions, check-ins, please call now.
Jim in Lakewood with traffic. I doubled with Jim.
All right, sounds good. Doubles always sound so different sometimes. We had N0TRP Jim with traffic, and I think probably Jonathan, KE0SUM, Jonathan, N0TRP Jim and KE0SUM Jonathan, both with traffic. I guess I'll throw it over to Jonathan since you checked in first. Go ahead.
Well, thanks, Drone. I wondered if any of the guys listening have been to Hamvention in Dayton. I guess it's called something else now, but I'll refer to it as Dayton. I never have. I've heard about it a long time, never paid a lot of attention to it, but I recently watched, today, I watched a couple of YouTubes where, pretty well-known YouTube ham operators are heading to Dayton, and they've been filming it, but they got there, and I didn't realize the size of this. They have these large buildings set up with different manufacturers in them, and then you go out and walk through, it's like dirt, they're on a fairground, you go to all these other buildings, and I wasn't aware how that worked. It looked like it was really big, and they're going to put up more videos as they wander around, but I wonder if anybody had gone and what their experience was.
Hey guys, it's Ham.
Great question there. Jonathan, KE0SUM. I have not been myself, but it is quite a large tract of area, and I know in the past they've had issues with they have their sails out on grass, and so there's been mud at some years, and but I have not been myself. But yeah, anyone else on that? It looks like Ben put something in there on that. Maybe let me see here. But anyone else at the moment? Hamvention, the Dayton Hamvention for 2025 or whatever that's being called this year. Please call now. All right, nothing heard at the moment. I did want to give a shout out to Ben here, K5AFO. You may have heard him checking in online. He's like to thank members he's met over the last couple of years for welcoming to the club. Almost in the last few weeks of his time here in the United States. He's going back to the United Kingdom, dismantling his shack. But we'll try and check in with his HT. And yeah, getting ready to go back to the UK. So it's awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for letting us know, Ben. And yeah, I don't know the time difference. I guess it's kind of Greenwich Mean Time, so that would be like negative 7, something 6.5, 7.5, something like that from us here. So thank you so much for always being able to check in and attend our meetings. It's been great to have you. Well, excellent. A nice farewell to a member that's been quite close to our club. So great to have you here, Ben. And yeah, please don't hesitate to check in online or however that works. So this is K1DBC Net Control. Yeah, anyone else? Hamvention, anything else? Check-ins, comments, questions, anything else? Please call now.
Question AE0YR.
Ed, AE0YR, the net is yours.
Good evening, all. In the last week or two, I had the experience of knocking my antenna off my vehicle. It was on the roof. It was too tall. I wasn't paying attention. And I got that squared away. It's now tailgate mounted. It's not tall enough to get knocked off. But I realized I was never quite clear, and I may have asked this question in the past, on grounding of a mobile radio. Am I supposed to be attaching like the antenna mount to the frame somehow? I don't know that I've ever got that quite right.
Great question. Grounding when it comes to mobile units, it might be similar to base station transceivers. I know for VHF and UHF, it's not really the antenna you have to ground, maybe the radio for safety electrical purposes. Anyone else on that mobile radio installation grounding, whether it's necessary or not for VHF, UHF, or HF, or what have you? Please come there.
Well, is this a permanent mount like NMO or mounted permanently to your car in some way like a hood mount? Because that'll create the ground all by itself. Other than that, you're probably fine. Even a mag mount doesn't really need a ground. The coax is providing that through the receiver, and it, the way I understand it. So, yeah, you really don't have to do much for grounding, not with VHF, UHF.
Good question there, Jonathan. It's a Yaesu FTM 400 XDR on a RAM mount on the dash, and it's a detachable head unit, so the radio's under the passenger seat. The mic's up on the dash, the head unit's on the dash, and I moved the antenna back to the tailgate so the coax runs through the interior of the vehicle and just sneaks out the rear window of the Jeep Wrangler onto a tailgate mount next to that spare tire.
So the antenna is attached to a metal piece of the frame with like Allen screws?
There's a upgraded tailgate mount made by, I'm going to forget the name of the manufacturer, one of these Jeep aftermarket beefed up billet aluminum spare tire mounts, and they also make an antenna mount that screws right onto it. So it's a beefy piece of aluminum that replaces those hinges on the tailgate, which attach to the hinges on the vehicle, and then the antenna mounts on a little aluminum mount on that, if that makes sense.
Well, odds are you are connected to a ground at that point. If you ever wanted to test it, take a voltometer and just see if it goes from the antenna mount to your car. But odds are, since you've got full metal going through there with the Jeep, yeah, you're grounded sufficiently, especially VHF, UHF. I don't think I'd go any further myself. KE0SUM, back to that.
W0TX repeater.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, there's a question for just a verification of what type of mount was used there. If it's attached to the spare tire rack, it's well grounded. Jeeps definitely, I'm sure, have some quite a pretty good grounding areas, bolts, areas that you can unbolt and rebolt for mounting purposes and things like that. Otherwise, lip mount was maybe the other option I was thinking you were maybe speaking about, but that's another option for attaching that to doors or trunks and things like that. But you were mentioning a tailgate, so definitely better options there. Any other follow-up on that, Ed, or anyone else? Go ahead. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. I have a through glass antenna, which is pretty cool and works quite well for VHF, UHF. Let me see if I can bring that up here real quick. So no holes needed for drilling or anything like that. Let me see.
Perfect example, drone through glass antenna. You don't have it grounded. The coax is doing it with the radio ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I believe I have this exact same one, the Tram 1191 for about $40. You stick one side to the outside of the glass, one side to the inside. There is an option in to adjust SWR, but I never measured it or had to, but I've always had great success using that. So that's a really nice, sleek option as well if you're leasing or renting or something like that. It makes things a nice, really clean install. So that I guess is a great example of not necessarily needing grounding needed. This is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins, anything else on that or anything else? Please call now.
Fox Charlie checking in.
All right, I think that was Jerry W0FFC calling in from Lone Tree. Glad to hear you checking in there. If I got that call sign wrong, please let me know. If you have any traffic or questions, please go ahead.
Well, first of all, just do a signal check because I'm in the basement and I don't have an antenna outside for this heavy talkie. So before I do any talking, I want to just double check or radio check.
Perfectly fine. It sounds kind of tin canny-ish, but perfectly readable. A little scratchy, but perfectly readable. Go right ahead.
So comment on the Dayton Ham Fest. Have been 3 different times. It almost always rains. If it rains, all the people out in the field get a little bit wet when you're going and walking around and looking at the used equipment for sale. The barns are amazing. There are hundreds of people there. Actually, they usually run about 35,000 attendees. There are 5 or 6 different barns, all sorts of great lectures, and you should add it to your to-do list to go at least once. It is an amazing festival.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the follow-up on that. Really do appreciate that. Yeah, glad to hear there's definitely a lot of experiences to be had with that. So if you had anything else, please go ahead.
It's worthwhile just looking at the pictures of the people walking around and seeing all the various types of equipment. And the best part about going to either Dayton or Orlando, that's the other big festival, is you get a chance to talk to all the dealers and spend a lot of time having your questions answered and learning a lot about a lot of different aspects of ham radio. So recommend it, either one.
Excellent. Sounds good. Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. Very similar to ham fests that we have locally. It's always great to meet people in person, see equipment in person, and just get your hands on and deal with this stuff. So it's a really awesome. Yeah, plenty of equipment out there, plenty of different experiences. So yeah, it's really awesome to see different lived experiences. So very cool. With that, let me see. We had Jim, N0TRP with traffic as well. Sorry calling you here a bit late, but N0TRP, the net is yours.
This N0TRP. Yeah, thanks, Ron. Thanks for doing the net. I guess my question kind of segues from Jonathan's question about and the other discussion about the Dayton Ham Fest. And my question is about I'm sure there's a lot of hams walking around there with the hammy talkies and probably some mics and earpieces, and I'm just curious if anyone knows what they like best as far as earpieces that work best when you're in an event environment like that, whether the Secret Service style clear tube earpiece works best, or the ones with the ear hook and a speaker, or ear hook and a kind of an insert there, earbud, or the full ear loop piece. I'm just curious if anybody has any favorites of those. N0 TRP. Back to that.
That is a great question. I ears are something odd. I never really have a good experience with some of those earpieces like that, and they definitely are not loud enough sometimes, or they hurt. So yeah, I'd like to hear that as well. Yeah, and I don't know about those CIA style ones, bodyguard type ones. They're maybe just air tubes, things like that. But I don't know if anybody has experience. Maybe it's Bluetooth nowadays. Anyone else on that? Please call now.
N0 TRP again. I guess another option too is the speaker mic. I don't know, the kind you kind of strap onto your shoulder too.
Yeah, another great option as well. I'm also always just afraid to play things out loud like that, but yeah, I don't know. I was going to look up talking things like that, but oftentimes, like at our field day or something like that, half a dozen people will have their HTs out, and then you'll just hear it on half a dozen radios, things like that. So yeah, I don't know. Comments, questions on that? Anybody else wearing earpieces during these large ham fests, or keeping aware of a radio awareness? Please call now.
0TX repeater.
All right, well, nothing heard. I wish we had more on that. But anyone else on that? Earpieces, preferences, maybe daily wear usage if you use one. I know Bluetooth is definitely new. You can definitely buy some Bluetooth to a converter for your traditional HT Bowfangs and things like that. But anyone else, please call now.
N0 TRP again. I guess along with that would be like a clip-on mic. If you're not using a speaker mic, then if you're using an earpiece, you'd probably have a little clip-on mic for your center of your shirt or lapel or something like that to make that work. N0 TRP, back to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably just your traditional few dollar lapel mic that comes with your radio probably works best. It doesn't sound like anyone else here has had much different experience or knowledge of anything else at the moment. But yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, with that, 7:54 p.m., this is K1 DBC Net Control. I'll go ahead and just take this opportunity to take check-ins. If you're just tuning in, this is the Denver Radio Club Learning Net. It's a great place to learn about ham radio and STEM topics. We're meeting here the 14th of May. We have another 35 or so minutes, and we have plenty of combined experience and expertise. We're talking about ham radio and STEM topics. If you'd like to check in, we're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. Please let us know your call sign, your name, and if you have any traffic or questions, please call now. One more call. This is K1 DBC Net Control. If you'd like to check in over the air, I'm also listening to our 310804 talk group. So if you're only able to receive or transmit over our digital DMR talk group 310804, I should be able to hear you. Or if you just want to key up, I should be able to see your call sign. We're taking all call signs, all call suffixes. Please call now.
N0 TRP with more traffic.
Yeah, please go right ahead. N0 TRP, the net is yours.
This N0 TRP just wanted to remind everyone again about the DRC lunch meeting that we have monthly on the third Wednesday of the month at 11:30. We're changing locations. The Valley Inn on South Wadsworth closed up for good, so we're switching to Sunrise Sunset there at 1424 South Wadsworth here in Lakewood. So if you're in the work in the Lakewood area or live in the Lakewood area and are available at that time of day, I'd love to have anyone that would like to attend don't need to be a member or don't even need to be a ham. If you're interested in just learning more about radio or becoming a ham, love to have you come and we'll chat radio. And Dawn, just a quick question too, if you could, I don't know who to contact there to put an update on the W0TX website. If you could clue me in on that, that'd be much appreciated. And so TRP back to net.
All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I did update it, and then once I realized how buried it was, I'll need to go and make another update. It is updated, but it takes a click. So I will go ahead and do that this evening. I was trying to make this kind of on top of all the news. It did not happen. I will make that happen this evening, though.
Very well. Thank you very much. N0 TRP.
Excellent. Well, awesome. Yeah, if you have the time during midday, third Wednesday of the month, Sunrise Sunset, 1424 South Wadsworth Boulevard in Lakewood. So awesome to hear that keeps on going. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LAI, check in.
Excellent. K0LAI. Larry, great to hear you in there. I know we don't have a repeater linked outside of the state, so I guess you're within repeater range. K0LAI. Larry, great to hear you.
Yes, I'm in the Denver area. I arrived this afternoon. I'm in a kind of a bad reception transmission area right now. I'm between Dakota Ridge and the mountains. So, but anyway, just wanted to say hi, and I'm listening.
Excellent. K0LAI, great to hear you in there. Hope your travels go well and everything works out. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. This is 7:59, just about to turn over to 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now.
See you again.
Good evening. The time is 8 p.m.
W0FFC, Jerry, the net is yours. think I got that call sign right. FFC, Jerry, the net is yours.
Question, what time is the lunch on the third Wednesday of every month?
$11:30 a.m. every third Wednesday. 11:30 a.m.
Thank you.
Not a problem. As mentioned to Jim, hopefully this evening, or definitely this evening, that should eventually be found once you go to w0tx.org. There's an events menu at the top, and once you highlight over it, there will be a luncheon option there. So Jim and everyone else can look forward to that to make it much more clear of that. So this is K1 DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now.
Another quick question. You're showing on YouTube a map of the globe with all sorts of other things. Well, what do you think? How do you find it?
W0TX repeater.
Your sound went a little bit bad about what you were asking about. You were asking that we were showing a YouTube video, but I didn't catch what you had mentioned. Go ahead, once more.
I was looking at over a map with were you showing on that YouTube channel?
I'm sorry, your audio quality is definitely degrading there. I'm catching bits in there, but I couldn't quite catch it. I don't know if you can try to move to your original location you're transmitting from, or if you're moving around, I'm not too sure. But if you want to try again once more in a minute or so, you can go ahead, please.
One time, let's do a radio check first. Can you understand me?
Yes, sir. That is much better. Go right ahead.
So the question I was asking, you showed a little while ago on the YouTube channel a map. It looks like a map with all sorts of other information about continents and so forth. And I just wondered what it was I was looking at.
Yes, absolutely. I got you that time. That is Ham Clock. Ham Clock. It's a free alternative to I forget the exact map. I'll try to find it. I know you all probably would have seen it. We definitely had a previous meeting on it. Free option. It's running on a Raspberry Pi at the moment, and I'm just bringing up in a web browser. I can bring it up in my home anywhere on a phone or a computer. And it's running in demo mode at the moment. But if you do a Google for Ham Clock, you'll see a website, clearskyinstitute.com, and it gives you options of how to run that. I'm using something called Docker to run it, so a little bit more of an advanced option to do so. But Ham Clock. Anyone else on that? I'll try to find the more professional version, but this is a cheap kind of free version. Anyone else? Go ahead. All right, this is a K1DBC Net Control. I'm trying to find, we did have a presentation from, not what I'm showing now, but a more paid version of this, and I'm trying to find it, but just because this is a visual, this is an audio medium, basically what I'm showing here is it's going through 6 different panes or so of time in UTC, my time in local mountain time. I can track a DX contact through satellite or whatever means. It's going through different live spots for the different bands, 160 meter through 2 meters, what's working out there, giving some sunspot information, giving information about different recent news and things like that, and in the middle a big map that this is a demo version, so it can run through a dozen or so things to display. So really awesome stuff here. The other one was Cron Clock or something like that, or something like that. I may time out the repeater, but anyone else, please call now.
Remember, Ham Clock comes as a kit that you can buy. I think it costs like $100 or something. I seem to remember. Is that correct?
All right, I just found it. Geocron. Geocron is the paid version. These have nothing to do with each other. These projects are completely separate. Ham Clock is the free, community-driven project. Absolutely free. You buy a Raspberry Pi and follow the instructions and install it. The more professional one is Geocron. Definitely is much more expensive. They definitely have an HDMI-based device. Not that Raspberry Pi isn't HDMI-based, but they have a digital version for, I think $100 or so, and there might be a subscription base with it for the different information you can get. And then they have mechanical clocks, which cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So Geocron, if you've heard of that, Ham Clock is just a free version. It's kind of a cheaper, more knockoff version, but it's free and you can run it at home. Anyone else? Please call now. So that is a project I was working on over the weekend, just getting this installed on a Raspberry Pi, just because I could. I'm trying to mash this together. If you have a DMR Brandmeister hotspot or something, I'm trying to combine the two Raspberry Pis. One's a Raspberry Pi wireless micro or something like that, and the other is an older Raspberry Pi 3. So I'm trying to combine all these together to run on one Raspberry Pi small board computer. So just a little bit of fun, but if you have had interest in Geocron and you have a spare Raspberry Pi laying around, just look up Ham Clock and look for the Clear Sky Institute, and you can go from there. Anyone else? Please call now.
WD0 CIV, WD0 CIV, Charles and Denver, just checking in. No traffic.
All right, WD0 CIV, Charles, got you checked in. All right. A website I often bring up, reddit.com/r/amateur radio. Our neck in the woods. Somebody stumbled upon a mysterious radio station in the hills in Colorado Springs. So they gave a pretty good breakdown of where they were and their location and setup, what they could find, what they thought it was. It turns out, let me see. Let me drop here for a moment. Well, I say turns out, but best guess here is Forest Service. Again, I'm showing a video and describing it over audio not very well. It's about a minute video of somebody just taking a walk-around tour of an antenna, basically kind of repeater, some solar panels and some radio equipment set up kind of in the middle of a forest area in the Colorado Springs area. They mentioned they were about 200 feet off a brutal 4x4 trail track. Best guess, Forest Service or Bureau of Land Management repeater, somebody mentioned. Gear would have been flown in via helicopter. Imagine it's a repeater, someone else said. I got Colorado Springs. Looks like it's a transportable skid for either, again, Forest Service or Bureau of Land Management. Most likely contains a Codan or Zetron MT4E repeater with integrated 30 watts PA. So yeah, pretty interesting post here about a few days ago. You can see that. So if you've done any trekking in the Springs area, you may stumble upon this. Okay, it's 8:12 or so. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? I didn't see anybody else checking in or anybody else notate they had comments. So anyone else? Please call now. All right. Not to beat a dead horse, but we did talk about Dayton Hamvention just 2 weeks away. This is earlier this month. Hamvention is coming up just in a few days here, starting this Friday, the 16th through the 18th, Sunday, in Xenia. ARL, National Association for Amateur Radio, invites all radio amateurs attending Hamvention to stop in their large exhibit area. As we talked, there'll be lots of booths, lots of people, lots of eyeball QSOs, as Elmers have said in the past. So plenty of opportunities and very cool stuff. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. I was talking about DMR Brandmeister earlier this evening. That's another project I was working on over the weekend, getting my hotspot working again. I didn't realize that it wasn't working. If you weren't aware, if you had a DMR ID, a 7-digit ID starting with 1, basically 10, they basically have discontinued. If you haven't used it, they've discontinued it. They've disabled it. I didn't realize that beginning of this year. My DMR ID had changed and this thing stopped working. So just in case you have an older DMR ID, do be aware if you're not using it, it'll stop working soon. And regardless, it'll stop working January 1st, 2026. So interesting stuff there. Anyone else? About anything else, comments, questions, check-ins, please call now.
If you have a DMR ID starting with a 1, you just have to apply for a new one?
RadioID.net is where they ask to verify that, I think. radioid.net. What they say, though, even Brandmeisters say that it should automatically convert on the 28th of this January, I think, this year. It should have automatically converted into the new format that they're looking for. Mine did not. So what you have to do, though, is if you already have one, you just log into radioid.net. You click a button that says convert to a 3N ID. It works, and then it does it, and then you just have a new ID. As long as you're verified already, you just have to log in and click a button, and it gives you a new one that will work. All right, so just one of the second times they've done something, but I didn't even get an email or anything, but I remember one time a couple of years ago, they changed basically the server that most people chose to use for their hotspots. They basically disabled it and kind of did the same thing. They put it in a blog post or something, but didn't really communicate that. And so a lot of people's hotspots just stopped working, and they had to go in and update the DMR master unit for that. So it's free, so it works. This is K1DBC Net Control. Anyone else? 8:17 or so p.m. Please call now.
SUM comment.
Jonathan, KE0SUM, the net is yours.
Well, if you log into Ham Radio Outlet's website, which is hamradio.com, they currently have up all the sales that are going on for Hamvention. And several of them caught my eye because there's some pretty good deals, good markdowns. But I think I mentioned months ago I bought an antenna called Soda Poda or Poda Soda 150. And I really like it. It's a 17-foot whip vertical that's tunable. And well, I can't say that. I don't know if it's 17 feet, but it is a tunable vertical whip, similar to Wolford coil maybe, but an internal tuning system. But HR was selling it for $299, which there are too many competitors at that price. They were way overpriced, and that's my opinion. Now, I got one because I got the pro deal, which is because I worked there, but I noticed they just marked it down $100. So instead of $299, now you can get it for $199. Now it becomes competitive with a lot of its competitors. But there are a lot of other interesting things on sale. People should go check it out and see how you want to spend your money. KE0SUM, back to that.
Excellent, very cool. Yeah, the ham radio outlet Soda Poda 150 antenna, portable 5 through 50 megahertz vertical, 100 watt single sideband, CW 100 watt single sideband, 150 watts. Really cool stuff here. Yeah, so $199 discounted price, expires the 19th. So you have just about 5 days or so to look at some of these discounts here. And yeah, as you mentioned on the front page there. You'll see on the top there, going between all the different manufacturers and different sales they have. So you don't have to wait till Black Friday or any other sales like that. This might give you a good opportunity to check some things out. Very cool. This is K1DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Please call now. All right, this is K1DBC Net Control. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? We have another 10 or so minutes. I maybe can bring up a few more things here, but anyone else? Please call now. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. Let's see what else I have here. Just skimming around. Autodesk Tinkercad, if you've not heard of it, free product. Free. You can go in and do some pretty cool stuff. You could do some 3D work, but you can also do some circuit building and some simulations based on Arduinos. So I just did a search here on it for radio, and there's just a bunch of circuits here, and you can click on simulate and click through all the different tools that are used, different parts and things like that. So I was trying to find some more ones, and they're a little bit more interactive. But Tinkercad by Autodesk, a pretty cool project if you've not heard of that. Electronic simulation, essentially. All right, this is K1 DBC Net Control. If you've done any breadboarding in the past, this is simulated breadboarding. So if you want to get into some circuit design, some basic circuits, and how to build some basic things, pretty cool way to do so for free and simulate, kind of measure twice, cut once, if you will, for the software world and hardware world. Let's see, I have maybe one more thing here, but I'll throw it out to the group. Anyone else? Comments, questions, check-ins? Please call now. All right, I guess the last article I have here is maybe a little bit heady, but I'll read a few, it's just a few paragraphs, but open source ELENT, Electronic Intelligence, accidentally from NASA. Hackaday.com, written by Al Williams on May 11th. You normally think of electronic intelligence as something done in secret by shadowy three-letter agencies or the military. The term usually means gathering intelligence from signals that don't contain speech, since that's common. But this person, Nukes, was looking at public data from NASA's SMAP satellite and made an interesting discovery. Despite the satellite's mission to measure soil moisture, it also provided data on strange happenings in the radio spectrum. While 1.4 gigahertz is technically in the L band, it is reserved 1.4 to 1.427 gigahertz for specialized purposes. Frequency is critical for radio astronomy. It is typically clear other than low-power safety critical data that benefit from low potential for interface. Coincidentally, they listen on 1.41 and maps where that interference is. Last paragraph and a half here. Since there aren't supposed to be any high-power transmitters at that frequency, you can imagine that anything showing up there is probably something unusual and interesting. In particular, it is often a signature for military jamming, since nearby frequencies are often used for passive radar and to control drones. So looking at the data can give you a window on geopolitics at any given moment. The data is out there. Simple Python script can pull it. They imagine this kind of data, they would only have just a decade or two. So really cool stuff here. This is K1 DBC Net Control, 8:24 p.m., just about 8:25. Anyone else? Please call now. Okay, I'll take this opportunity to take kind of final check-ins. We have another 5 or so minutes, but if you'd like to check in just for the count, or if you have any last-minute comments, questions, traffic, or anything, please call now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood, just checking in for the count there, Daron.
All right, KF0, FBI Ron, I got you checked in. Anyone else? Last few minutes here. Please call now. All right. I'll see if I have any last minute things here, but I don't have much else at the moment. Great talking again. Hamvention coming up. So we'll have more stories about that if anybody visited that. With that, we had 10 check-ins this evening. Really do appreciate that. Let's see. Let me see if I have anything else, but I might start to wrap things up here. Okay, nothing heard. We'll start to wrap things up then. Again, we had a total of 10 check-ins. Really do appreciate that. Appreciate everybody as Elmers and everybody who's able to contribute and give some conversation. We appreciate and thank our club for allowing us to use these repeaters. Our next meeting is next week, the 21st. Still to be announced about the topic of that meeting. More info to come on our website, w0tx.org. But nothing on there just yet. You'll also hear something on our Sunday Night Net if you check into that. With that, this is K1DBC Net Control. 732 all, and we'll talk to you all in a couple of weeks. Have a good evening.